Okay, so for this demo, I'm going to go through an Ofac web page use case. So the use case here is we have to take a list of people and then do a search for them on the Ofac web page to determine if there's any results that come back. And if there is results, we need to note that and do something with it. And no matter what happens, we have to take a screenshot of the results to prove that we did actually do the search and then store that back into a document management system or onto a file system. So what we would do as an operator, and let me show you the first thing here. The first thing is here's a list of users that we're required to search on. So the first one's Blanca here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a search for Blanca. I'm just going to put this in my clipboard and move it to my other screen. So we're going to go ahead and just do a search. So what we do as a person is we come in and we do a search for Blanca. Let me type this in here. So we got Blanca, and then it's Cazarez. And we do a search, and in this case, 4 results came back. Um, or we need to do, and there's a bunch of people on here that we need to search for, and another one is Chris Hill, which happens to be my name. Hopefully, I'm not on this list. And we do a search, and it comes back with no results found. So, if we, imagine if we had a list. In this case, we have a list of 4 people, and that would only take an operator, 5 or 10 minutes to do. But imagine if you had a list of 100 or 1,000 or 50 of them, or if it's in a business process and you just want to do the check automatically and not make a user do it for you, it'd be nice for that to be an automated search. Well, the nice thing is with software robots, we can do this in an automated fashion. And I've actually created a Kapow robot that will automatically do this. So let me show you my robot that I created that will automatically do this task for me. So what you're looking at here is the Kofax Kapow designer. So I configured this designer to do exactly what you just saw me do as an end user. So let me walk you through this designer. So you can see I've got a variety of steps here. The first one is load page. And so what it's doing is it's loading the spreadsheet here that has a list of all the different users on it. Then the next thing I'm doing is viewing this spreadsheet. Then when I view the spreadsheet, what I like to do is I need to loop through all of the rows on the spreadsheet. So you can see here as I loop through it, actually let me come over here to extract first name so it'll let me loop through. So you can see it's looping through all the different rows. So I'll loop through all 4 rows. I'm going to move this back up to 1. So now we need to extract the first name. You can see I've got the first name highlighted here. And all I did to extract that first name is I just right clicked on it and I went to extract text and I hit first, and then it just automatically created that node for me. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. We don't need 2 of them in here. So now it extracted the first name, and then I told it to extract the last name, and that's the one highlighted in yellow here, and I just did the same exact thing. It said extract text last name. And then here you can see I've got this convert variables. So what I did here is I noticed on that web page when we had to do our searching is that it wanted a full name. It didn't want a first name or a last name, but it wanted both names. And I noticed that the result that came back is it was usually, after you did your search, it was always last name, comma, first name. So I thought I would just configure my search to be last name right here, which is this extracted last name value, comma, which is a comma in between the names, and then first name, which was this variable. So that just took me a minute to do. I just plugged in those variables and put in that expression. And then the next thing I do is I load the Ofac web page. So as I load up this web page, you can see I've got the web page here, and I'm telling it that I need to input a value into this name field. So what I did is I just right clicked on this and I said enter text from a variable and enter my name field. So as I put that value in there, now every time it loops through this spreadsheet, it's going to grab that first thing, it's going to concatenate everything together to one name, and then it's going to put it into that field. Now just putting it in that field isn't enough, then we have to click the search button like you saw me do. So as I move over here, now you can see I've got my search button, and I just came here and I just said right click and click, and it put that search thing right up there in the field like that. I'm going to delete this extra one as I don't need it. And then, but we need to know if there's 1 result or 2 results or 0 results But particularly if that result is greater than 0, we need to know that. So I did just extract the result. So you can see that I'm getting this whole lookup results 4 found. And then I parse that out and just get to the 4. And then we have to store that screenshot. So I just told the software to take a screenshot. Pretty easy stuff, actually. I just came over here and these are the different actions I've got. And this action happened to be called extract screenshot. So it took the screenshot, and I can actually make the screenshot look however I want. So in this case, you can see this yellow border around here. That's where the screenshot's actually going to be. And then we need to do something with that information. So we might be just storing all of that information to a database or a document management system, or maybe we're putting it onto a file system. In this case, I decided to just send an email. So I formatted an email that had all of that information in there. And basically, I just put their first name and their last name, and then I put the number of results so somebody would know. And then I said, let's just add an attachment of the screenshot. And then the final step is I'm also storing that information into a database. So I'm taking all of those variables, putting it into a database, including the screenshot, which is just going into the database as a blob, as you can see down here. So here's all the information that came through on that first record. So let me go ahead and run this, and you'll see it run through the entire spreadsheet. So as I hit play, and it runs through this spreadsheet, and I created this Kapow robot yesterday, and it took me 30 minutes to create it. So it's doing something like this is not a challenge inside of Kapow. It's pretty GUI based and pretty easy to do, and it's really something that's designed to have a business analyst or an end user do. And I can see I'm getting emails over here, so it's doing its job. Okay, so you can see that it ran through all 4 records in the spreadsheet. It put back the number of results, it's got the screenshot, it's got the person's name, their first name, their last name, and then there's the screenshot. So you can see as I flip through these, the screenshot's changing. So if I view this one, for example, here's a picture of that screenshot, and you can see that there's the 2 results in there. Or if I come down to this one that has 1 and I view it, there's the screenshot of that one. Or this one, where there's actually no results returned. So it's pretty neat how you can actually manipulate and follow someone's process of searching a web and doing a repetitive task in a matter of 30 minutes. I set that up, and now that's something that would run forever. Just to show you the email real quick that I generated from that robot, looks like this here. So it has the person's name, their results, and then of course the screenshot that comes with it. So that's what I have from the demo side of it. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me or John, and we will help you answer those questions. I hope you have a nice day.